Every day across Uganda, businesses are competing for opportunities, from contractors building roads and schools to suppliers delivering medical equipment, office furniture, agricultural inputs, and other essential goods. Now, many businesses rely on tenders and contracts to grow when you look at things. Yet for many entrepreneurs, winning a contract is only part of the journey. Before they can even submit a bid, they often are required to provide a bid security, and once that is done, they need financial capacity to mobilize for resources, purchase materials, and at the end of the day, make sure that they deliver on time. So how can businesses position themselves to compete for bigger opportunities without being held back by financing constraints? We're going to have a conversation with a representative from KCB Bank Uganda in regards to the bid and the bid bonds in Uganda's market. Now, joining us on set this morning from KCB is the Manager Trade Finance at KCB Bank Uganda Limited, Hiria Fred Saul. A very good morning, Hiria.
Good morning, Joram, and thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay.
And to our dear listeners, our dear viewers out there, it's nice having you on board.
Okay.
And to just pick from where you started, the question on bid bonds. So yeah, bid bonds are very important in the procurement process world over. And basically for our viewers to understand why bids are very key for them, the entire procurement process, is because bid bonds are a sign of commitment. A sign of commitment from the bidding entities or the organizations that are competing for jobs. So let's look here. If an organization puts out an advert, for example, they want suppliers, people to build classrooms, people to supply raw materials, and so forth. So the project owner wants confidence that the people that are participating in the tendering process are very serious, and if awarded a contract, they will fully execute as per contract requirements. So the first instrument that gives a contractor an opportunity to participate in the bidding process is a bid bond. So it basically demonstrates the commitment and gives the procuring entity confidence in the bidding process and that all parties are very serious. So it's very key for that process. And of course, after bidding process has been concluded, the employer will expect other documents to support the bidding entity. So then you will come into the performance guarantee, which also commits that if you get the job contract, you'll execute as per contract requirements. So it rather gives comfort that if you're given the job to supply books, let's say A4, you will supply A4 books. And in case you fail, the employer will have recourse using the performance guarantee. So bid bonds are really key, and why we are coming out right now is to just look at the government cycle. As the financial year ends, there's a new financial year that is opening on 1st July.
1st July.
And that comes with very many opportunities for small entities, large entities, and so forth. So then it is very key for them to understand how the bid bond is very key for them to participate and compete for such contracts once the new financial year has opened.
Okay, and some people assume these opportunities are for always bigger companies or, the large-sized companies. How is KCB enabling the SMEs and growing businesses to compete?
Yeah, thanks, Joram. Again, to our viewers, this is one of the largest misconceptions in the market. Many people expect that all the large contracts are left for the big players in the market. But over time, from a banking perspective, we realized that even small and medium enterprises equally have the same opportunity, the same platform to compete for such jobs. But what is limiting for them is usually having the right partners on board to ensure they are given opportunities to compete with such large entities. And I think that's where KCB now comes in to bridge that gap, to so that even the small and medium enterprises, those that feel are not playing in the big league. So KCB has designed solutions that ensures that even those small players, if the opportunities in the market, they equally have a platform to compete with the large companies. So one of the things that we've done as an institution is to roll out an unsecured bid bond proposition. This one's very key for contractors because, like I said, it's the first entry into competing for contract. So it's unsecured up to 1 billion, irrespective of the size of the player, the size of the company. As long as you see an opportunity, approach KCB. This platform is free. Not free, but it's unsecured. You don't need any security to compete. So you just approach the bank, submit your bid bond applications, and the bank will support you. Okay. Within a day, you'll have a bid bond out. So it gives all entrepreneurs across the spectrum opportunity. Are you a small enterprise? Are you a young entrepreneur that is seeking to break out? This is an opportunity for you to see that as you plan for the new financial year, okay, KCB is the right partner for you. We shall enable you scale and partake in these opportunities.
Well, you know, winning a contract is one thing, and then there is also executing it. So what happens after, let's say, the SME has won the bid and is now taking on the contract? How do you then support them along the journey?
Yeah, and thank you for asking that question. So usually when companies win contracts, when they submit bids, sometimes they think winning the contract or the bid is the end of the road. But then often you need a financial partner that will help you execute the contract. Because when you're in a contract and you don't have a right partner at hand, then you struggle to execute the contract. Then many companies end up fading at this stage. But as KCB, we look at this entire cycle from when you win the contract. When we win a contract, we have solutions. We'll give you performance guarantees. They will enable you, give comfort to the employer that you'll really execute the contract when you're awarded. Then after, we'll give you the advance payment guarantees. These again help you unlock funds that an employer has. So they give you money to kickstart the projects. But what's most important for us is, without any of those, we have an unsecured proposition of about 800 million, meaning for contract financing. Meaning immediately when you have won a contract and you need to mobilize, to deliver materials, deploy staff, there's 800 million within the bank that is purely unsecured, that will help you unlock the contract and to start on the job. Okay. Then if you're done with that, you can come in and the bank will give you still unsecured invoice discounting, meaning you've performed the contract, but you have receivables that the employer needs to pay. But because we don't want you to wait for a longer period, then the bank will give you unsecured invoice discount of about 1 billion to enable you access funding quickly and execute contracts. So in other words, as KCB, we don't just support you in the contracts, but we partner with you to ensure that you deliver successfully once you're awarded the contract.
All right. And away from that, let's just end up with your message for the businesses listening in and watching us this morning.
So I think my message to all viewers and Ugandans, the small entities that are trying to win contracts, the large players that are playing the oil and gas sector, those importers that are importing key materials to this country, don't let financial concerns prevent you from pursuing opportunities that can transform your business. So at KCB Uganda, we are very committed to enable your business scale through accessing the various financial solutions. Be it unsecured tax bridge loans, we have a proposition that actually caters for taxes for importers, up to 4 billion unsecured. Be it working capital loans, are you a coffee exporter, a commodity exporter, name it all. We have these solutions in place, and what is key for you is to visit us at any of our branches, or we will reach you at your office premises to ensure that we discuss this to see that we are part of your story and your financial journey.
Well, as the saying goes, opportunity rarely knocks twice, and our conversation has been really talking about how the KCB brings on board SMEs to also compete favorably for this bid for the bid bonds in the market, so that you can also participate. And you never know, if you participate and use KCB, you will be able to successfully secure that bid and win it. Thank you again, Hiria, for being part of our conversation.